Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak to you about something that affects every single one of us. It's not your circumstances, not your finances, not even the people around you. It's what you allow to reside within you. I'm talking about negativity, the silent thief that steals your joy, your peace, and your purpose. Life is a container. Imagine it as a jar meant to hold the essence of who you are. Every experience, every thought, every word spoken into your life adds something to that jar. But here's the catch. Your jar has a limit. You can't fill it with more if it's already overflowing. So if your life feels stagnant, if you're unable to move forward, it's not because there's no room for growth. It's because your jar is filled with things that don't belong there. Life is a container, and what fills it shapes who you are and what you can become. Picture your life as a jar, carefully crafted to hold the essence of who you are meant to be. This jar is precious, unique, and designed for a specific purpose. But here's the truth about it. It's not infinitely large. The capacity is finite. What you allow to occupy that space matters deeply because at some point there will be no room left. What fills your jar will either nourish your growth or hinder it. Each experience, thought, and belief pours something into your container. Some of it is good. Hope, love, ambition, and purpose. These are the things that fuel your life and align you with your calling. But not everything we allow in is positive. Negativity creeps in quietly, often without us realizing it. It can take the form of fear, self-doubt, anger, resentment, or even the words and opinions of others that you've internalized. These things begin to take up space, crowding out the positive and weighing down your spirit. Think about it. When your life is filled with negativity, it doesn't leave room for growth. You may desire change. You may want to move forward, but the jar is full. There's no capacity for new opportunities, new blessings, or new perspectives to take root because the space is already occupied by things that don't serve you. What's even more alarming is how easy it is to let negativity settle in. A single disappointment can pour a drop of bitterness into your jar. A harsh word from someone you trust can add a splash of insecurity. Over time, these small moments accumulate, layer upon layer, until your jar is cloudy and the clarity of your purpose is obscured. This is why it's so important to be intentional about what you allow to enter your life. The things we carry with us shape our decisions, our attitudes, and ultimately our destinies. If your jar is filled with fear, every step forward will feel like a risk you're too afraid to take. If it's filled with anger, you'll approach relationships and opportunities with a defensive posture, expecting the worst. If it's filled with self-doubt, you'll talk yourself out of your dreams before you even try. Negativity doesn't just stay contained, it spills over into every area of your life. It affects how you see yourself, how you interact with others, and how you respond to challenges. It can poison your relationships, limit your potential, and rob you of the joy and peace you are meant to experience. But here's the thing, the jar doesn't fill itself. You have the power to decide what goes in and what stays out. Every day, through your choices, your thoughts, and your actions, you are either filling your life with things that empower you or things that hold you back. It's not always easy to recognize what you're allowing in. Sometimes negativity disguises itself as a harmless thought or an unintentional habit. That's why self-awareness is so critical. Take a moment to reflect on what's currently filling your jar. Are you carrying bitterness from past hurts? Are you holding on to fears about the future? Are you allowing the negativity of others to influence how you see yourself? These things don't just show up out of nowhere. They accumulate because we haven't taken the time to examine what we're carrying. Once you identify the negativity in your life, You must make a conscious decision to remove it. This isn't a one-time process. It's an ongoing practice. You have to consistently evaluate what's taking up space in your jar and ask yourself if it aligns with the life you want to live. It requires discipline and intentionality to let go of the things that don't serve you. It's not enough to want a better life. You have to make room for it. You can't pour clean water into a jar already filled with dirt and expect it to be drinkable. You must first empty out the dirt, the negativity, the clutter that's taking up space. Only then can you begin to fill your jar with what is pure, uplifting, and life-giving. Your jar is not just a container. It's a reflection of what you value and prioritize. If you value peace, you'll guard your mind against thoughts that steal it. If you value growth, you'll let go of excuses and embrace challenges as opportunities to learn. If you value joy, you'll release the grudges and resentment that weigh you down. There's a transformation that happens when you become intentional about what fills your life. You start to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You start to believe in possibilities that once felt out of reach. This is the power of creating space for the right things to take root and grow. You're not defined by what happened to you, but by how you respond to it. Life has a way of bringing challenges, disappointments, and moments of pain that feel overwhelming. These experiences can leave marks on your heart and mind, shaping the way you see yourself and the world around you. But the truth is, those moments, no matter how impactful, do not have the final say in your life. What defines you is not the events themselves, but the choices you make in response to them. Each of us has a story, and within that story are chapters we might prefer to skip or erase entirely. These chapters may include rejection, loss, betrayal, or failure. They may be filled with words spoken over you that made you feel small, inadequate, or incapable. These events, as painful as they may be, are not the sum total of who you are. They are moments that can either hold you captive or propel you forward, depending on how you choose to handle them. Many people fall into the trap of identifying themselves by their pain. They say, I'm this way because of what happened to me, as if their story has already been written and there's no chance to turn the page. But life doesn't work that way. You are not your mistakes. You are not the words others use to label you. You are not defined by a single moment in time. You are a living, evolving being, capable of growth, healing, and transformation. The power of response lies in understanding that while you cannot control what happens to you, you can always control how you choose to react. This power is the key to reclaiming your identity and your destiny. Some people allow the negative events in their lives to become their identity. They wear their struggles like a badge, saying, this is who I am. And in doing so, they limit themselves to the confines of their past. But others, even in the face of immense difficulty, decide that their story is not over. They choose to rise above, to rewrite their narrative, and to define themselves by their resilience rather than their wounds. It's important to acknowledge that responding to life's challenges doesn't mean ignoring or minimizing the pain. Pain is real and it has a purpose. It can teach, shape, and refine you if you allow it to. But it's not meant to define you. When you face a setback, you have a choice to make. Will you let it defeat you, or will you use it as fuel to propel you forward? Consider this. Every great achievement, every story of triumph is born out of a response to adversity. The people we admire, the ones who inspire us, are not those who lived perfect lives, but those who faced imperfection and overcame it. They refused to be victims of their circumstances. They chose to rise even when it was hard, even when it seemed impossible. The key to moving beyond what happened to you is to shift your focus from the event itself to the lesson it holds. Every experience, no matter how painful, carries within it a seed of growth. It's up to you to find that seed and nurture it. This requires a mindset shift from asking, why did this happen to me, to asking, what can I learn from this? How can I grow because of this? Your response to life's challenges is also deeply connected to the narrative you tell yourself. If you keep replaying the negative story in your mind, you'll stay stuck in that chapter. But if you choose to rewrite the narrative, to see yourself as someone who is stronger because of what you've endured, you create a new path forward. The words you use to describe yourself matter. Speak life over your situation. Remind yourself that you are not your mistakes, your failures, or your hurts. You are a person of value, purpose, and strength. Another important aspect of response is forgiveness, not just of others, but also of yourself. Sometimes the hardest battle is letting go of the guilt or shame you carry from your own decisions. But holding on to that weight doesn't serve you. It only keeps you anchored to the past. Forgiveness is not about excusing what happened. It's about freeing yourself from the control it has over you. Responding to life's challenges also requires action. It's not enough to mentally decide to move forward. You have to take steps in that direction. This might mean seeking help, whether through a mentor, counselor, or trusted friend. It might mean setting new goals or developing new habits that align with the person you want to become. Growth is an active process, and it demands that you step out of your comfort zone. What happened to you may have shaped the way you see the world, but it doesn't have to dictate your future. You have the ability to choose a different path, to build a life that reflects your values, your dreams, and your potential. The beauty of life is that it's never too late to start again, to choose a different response, and to define yourself on your terms. Forgiveness frees you to move forward. It's one of the most powerful, transformative acts you can take in your life. Yet it is often one of the most difficult. We all carry burdens, wounds that have been inflicted upon us by others or even by ourselves. These wounds may come from betrayal, abandonment, harsh words, broken trust, or even long-held grudges. Holding on to these hurts is a natural human response. But what most people don't realize is that as long as we hold on to them, they continue to hold us captive. Forgiveness is not a gift to the person who wronged you. It's a gift to yourself. It's the key to unlocking a future filled with peace, growth, and freedom. When we are wronged, it's easy to become consumed by anger, bitterness, and resentment. These emotions can take root deep within us, and for a time, they may seem justified. After all, the hurt was real, the injustice was real, the pain, whether emotional or physical, was significant. So we hold on to it, thinking that by doing so, we are somehow preserving our integrity or protecting ourselves from further harm. But what we don't realize is that while we're holding on to the pain, it's also holding on to us. When you refuse to forgive, you create a prison for yourself. The wrong that was done to you continues to have power over you, not because it's still actively hurting you, but because you've allowed it to remain in your heart and mind. Every time you think about it, every time you replay the situation in your mind, you're keeping that wound open. You may tell yourself that you are justified in your anger, that you have every right to feel the way you do. And while your emotions are valid, holding on to them only prolongs your suffering. Forgiveness is not about excusing or forgetting what happened. It's not about saying that what was done to you was acceptable or that the person who wronged you should not be held accountable. Forgiveness is about releasing the hold that the hurt has on your life. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional burden that weighs you down, often in ways that are invisible to others. When you forgive, you let go of the power the wrongdoing has over you. You reclaim control of your own heart, your own emotions, and your own future. One of the misconceptions about forgiveness is that it means reconciling with the person who hurt you. But that's not always necessary or even healthy. Reconciliation is a separate process that involves both parties working together to rebuild trust and repair the relationship. Forgiveness, on the other hand, is a personal decision. It is about you, not them. Forgiving someone does not mean you have to let them back into your life, nor does it mean you have to condone their actions. Forgiveness is about releasing the emotional charge that keeps you tethered to the past, so that you can move forward without the weight of that negative energy holding you down. Letting go of resentment and anger through forgiveness is a process, and it often doesn't happen overnight. It may take time, and that's okay. The first step is to acknowledge the hurt, to face the reality of what was done to you, and to allow yourself to feel the emotions that come with it. Suppressing or ignoring your feelings will only delay the healing process. Once you allow yourself to truly feel, the next step is to choose to forgive, not because the other person necessarily deserves it, but because you deserve peace. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness, but a mark of strength. It takes great courage to forgive, to let go of what you cannot change, and to embrace the future with an open heart. It's not an easy choice, but it is a necessary one. When you forgive, you free yourself from the past, from the emotional chains that have kept you bound to a moment or person who no longer has the right to control your present or your future. There are numerous benefits to forgiveness. It's been shown to reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and promote mental and emotional well-being. Holding on to anger and resentment affects your physical health. It wears you down mentally, emotionally, and physically, making it harder to focus, be productive, and enjoy life. When you forgive, you not only release the emotional burden, but you also release the physical strain that comes with it. Your mind and body are connected, and the act of forgiveness can lead to a significant improvement in both your mental and physical health. Forgiveness also opens the door to personal growth. When you forgive, you acknowledge your own humanity and the imperfections of others. You release the need to control how others behave and instead focus on controlling how you respond. This shift in focus empowers you to take ownership of your life and to build a future that is not determined by the wounds of your past. Forgiveness allows you to embrace the present moment without the cloud of past hurts overshadowing it. It helps you to show up for yourself, for others, and for the future you desire. When you forgive, you let go of bitterness, anger, and resentment. And in doing so, you make room for love, joy, and peace. Forgiveness is an act of self-liberation. It's about freeing yourself from the things that have kept you from experiencing the fullness of life. It's important to note that forgiving does not mean forgetting. It doesn't mean erasing the memory of the hurt. It simply means choosing not to allow that memory to control your life anymore. You remember the lesson, but you release the emotional weight that came with it. Through forgiveness, you allow yourself to move on, to heal, and to grow. Your mind is a battlefield, and negativity is the enemy. It's a constant struggle, one that plays out daily in the recesses of your thoughts, in the words you speak to yourself, and in the way you respond to the world around you. The mind is incredibly powerful. It shapes your reality, influences your behavior, and determines how you perceive yourself and your circumstances. And yet, despite its power, your mind can also be your greatest adversary, especially when negativity takes hold. Negativity creeps into your mind in many forms. It may show up as self-doubt, fear, worry, or a constant inner dialogue that tells you you're not good enough, that you can't achieve your dreams, or that failure is inevitable. These thoughts are the weapons of negativity, and they are far more dangerous than we often realize. They don't just live in your head, they seep into your emotions, affecting your mood, your energy, and your outlook on life. They shape the way you move through the world, and ultimately, they shape the life you lead. The battle against negativity begins with understanding its power. Thoughts are not just fleeting ideas. They have substance. What you think about consistently becomes what you believe, and what you believe dictates how you act. If you constantly think that you're not worthy of success, that you're destined to fail, or that life is too difficult, those thoughts will become your truth. They'll limit your actions, close off opportunities, and prevent you from taking risks. They'll stop you from striving for greatness, because you'll convince yourself that it's not possible for someone like you. But negativity doesn't have to define you. You have the power to choose which thoughts take root in your mind. The mind is like soil, and the thoughts you allow to grow are like seeds. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and insecurity, you will harvest a crop of limitations. But if you plant seeds of positivity, hope, and faith, you will reap the rewards of a life well lived. The key is to be intentional about what you feed your mind. Your thoughts don't just affect your actions, they also affect how you see the world. Negativity distorts your perception, making it harder to see opportunities, recognize blessings, or appreciate the good things in your life. When your mind is filled with negative thinking, you begin to see the world through a lens of scarcity and limitation. You might overlook potential solutions to problems because your mind is preoccupied with what could go wrong. You might miss out on opportunities because you're focused on the risks rather than the rewards. The way you think about yourself is especially important. Your self-talk, those quiet conversations you have with yourself, determines how you view your worth. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not enough, that you're incapable, or that you don't deserve success, you'll start to believe it. Your self-perception becomes your reality. And the problem with a negative self-picture is that it keeps you stuck. It prevents you from pursuing your goals, from taking on challenges, and from stepping into the life you were meant to live. But there's good news. You don't have to be a prisoner of negative thinking. You can train your mind to think in ways that empower you, that align with your purpose, and that support your growth. The first step is awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts. Are they generally positive or negative? Do they lift you up or do they drag you down? Do you approach challenges with optimism or do you assume the worst? The more you become aware of your thinking patterns, the easier it will be to identify negative thoughts and replace them with thoughts that serve you. It's important to recognize that negative thoughts don't just appear. They're often triggered by outside circumstances. A criticism from someone, a setback in your career, or a disagreement with a loved one can all trigger a cascade of negative thoughts. But here's the key. You don't have to accept those thoughts as your reality. You can choose to challenge them, to question their validity, and to replace them with healthier, more constructive thoughts. The process of changing your thought patterns is not easy, and it doesn't happen overnight, but it's possible with consistent effort and practice. One of the most effective ways to combat negativity is by practicing gratitude. When you focus on what you're grateful for, your mind shifts from what's lacking to what's abundant. Gratitude has the power to transform your perspective, helping you see the positive aspects of your life rather than the negative. It trains your mind to look for solutions instead of problems, for opportunities instead of obstacles. Another powerful tool in the battle against negativity is affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself regularly to reinforce a positive mindset. By affirming your worth, your abilities, and your potential, you reprogram your subconscious mind to believe in your greatness. Affirmations help you counteract negative self-talk and replace it with empowering thoughts that align with the life you want to create. Visualization is another technique that can help you overcome negativity. When you visualize your success, your goals, and your dreams coming to fruition, you're training your mind to focus on the possibilities rather than the limitations. Visualization activates the same neural pathways that are used when you actually achieve something, which means your brain starts to believe that what you're visualizing is possible. The people you surround yourself with play a significant role in shaping your mindset. Negative thoughts can often be reinforced by negative people. If you're constantly around people who complain, criticize, and focus on the worst-case scenarios, it will be harder for you to maintain a positive outlook. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with people who uplift, encourage, and inspire you, their positivity will become contagious. The battle against negativity is one that will continue throughout your life, but it's a battle you can win. With awareness, practice, and the right mindset, you can train your mind to focus on what's positive, what's possible, and what's aligned with your purpose. Your mind is your greatest asset. And when you learn to master it, you unlock the full potential of your life. Replace negativity with gratitude, faith, and affirmations. These three elements are powerful tools that can change your life, not just for a day or a week, but in profound and lasting ways. In a world that often feels filled with chaos, stress, and challenges, it's easy to be consumed by negative thoughts and emotions. The weight of disappointment, frustration, and fear can cloud our minds and make it difficult to see the good in life. However, when we intentionally replace negativity with gratitude, faith, and affirmations, we begin to shift the direction of our lives and break free from the grip of pessimism. Gratitude is the antidote to negativity. It's impossible to focus on what's wrong when you're actively aware of what's right in your life. Gratitude is not just about being thankful for the big obvious things like health, family, or success. It's about finding something to be grateful for, no matter how small, in every situation. When you make gratitude a habit, your focus changes from what's lacking to what's abundant. Instead of dwelling on what's going wrong, you begin to notice all the things that are going right. Gratitude shifts your perspective in a way that changes how you experience the world. It's easy to get caught in the negative cycle of complaining about what you don't have or what's not going well. Yet when you choose to focus on the positive, even in the midst of difficulty, it has the power to transform your experience. Gratitude allows you to see the blessings that surround you, even in times of hardship. It helps you recognize that despite the challenges, there is always something to be thankful for. Think about it. When you're grateful, you feel lighter, more at peace. Your mind becomes clear and your heart feels full. Gratitude frees you from the burden of negativity by redirecting your attention to the good things in your life. And the more you practice gratitude, the more your mind begins to search for reasons to be thankful, creating a positive feedback loop that uplifts you even in tough times. But gratitude alone is not enough. It must be paired with faith. The belief that the future holds promise and that you are capable of overcoming any obstacle that comes your way. Faith is the fuel that drives you forward, even when things seem impossible. It's the belief that no matter how dark the road may be, there is light at the end. It's the conviction that every setback is simply a setup for something greater. Faith isn't about knowing all the answers or having everything figured out. It's about trusting that even in the face of uncertainty, something good is on the horizon. When you replace negativity with faith, you stop worrying about what might go wrong and start believing in what could go right. You stop focusing on your limitations and start recognizing your potential. Faith empowers you to take bold steps, even when the outcome is unclear. When you have faith, you can face adversity with confidence, knowing that you have the strength to rise above it. You can approach life's challenges with a sense of optimism and resilience, trusting that you are not alone. Faith allows you to believe in the process, even when things don't go according to plan. It gives you the courage to persevere and the strength to keep going, even when the road is rough. But faith doesn't just stay in your heart, it must be expressed. This is where affirmations come in. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself regularly to align your thoughts with the reality you want to create. They are declarations of truth, affirming who you are and what you are capable of achieving. Affirmations are a powerful tool for replacing negativity because they help you reprogram your subconscious mind. The mind is incredibly powerful, but it is also susceptible to negative programming. We are bombarded with negative messages every day, whether from the media, people around us, or our own self-doubt. Affirmations are a way to counteract that negative programming and replace it with positive beliefs that support your growth and success. When you speak affirmations over your life, you are planting seeds of possibility and success. You are declaring that you are worthy of happiness, success, and abundance. Affirmations work because they align your thoughts with your desired outcome. The more you repeat them, the more your mind starts to believe them. It may feel strange at first, especially if you've spent a lifetime battling self-doubt or negative thinking. But with consistent practice, affirmations have the power to change the way you see yourself and your circumstances. When you consistently affirm your worth, your abilities, and your potential, you begin to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You begin to trust yourself and your abilities, which leads to greater confidence and action. Gratitude, faith, and affirmations are interconnected. Gratitude shifts your perspective. Faith empowers you to take action, and affirmations reinforce the beliefs that support your growth. Together, they form a powerful trio that can transform your mindset and your life. When you cultivate gratitude, you begin to see the world in a positive light. When you have faith, you believe that the best is yet to come. And when you affirm your truth, you align your actions with the life you desire. This process is not something that happens overnight. It requires intention, consistency, and patience. You must commit to replacing negativity with positivity each day, making gratitude, faith, and affirmations a part of your daily routine. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel, and the more your life will reflect the positive changes you've made. You are in control of your thoughts and your mindset. You have the power to choose what you focus on, what you believe, and what you affirm in your life. When you replace negativity with gratitude, faith, and affirmations, you create a new reality for yourself, one that is filled with hope, possibility, and empowerment. The shift may be gradual, but with consistent effort, you will start to see the transformation unfold in every area of your life. Success doesn't come from external circumstances or mere chance. It comes from within you. It is the result of the decisions you make, the actions you take, and the mindset you choose to adopt. Success is a reflection of your internal world, and that internal world is shaped by your thoughts, your habits, and the way you respond to challenges. Many people look outward for the key to success. thinking it lies in a better job, more money, or the right connections. However, the truth is that success starts with mastering your inner world. When you develop the right mindset, the right habits, and the right attitude, you unlock your potential and set yourself on the path to achieving your goals. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you do. The way you think shapes how you perceive the world and how you approach life's challenges. A positive, growth-oriented mindset empowers you to see opportunities in every situation, even in setbacks and failures. It allows you to believe that your abilities are not fixed, but can be developed with effort, persistence, and learning. When you approach life with a mindset of growth and possibility, you open yourself up to new experiences, new knowledge, and new opportunities. On the other hand, a fixed mindset, one that believes your abilities are limited and that success is based on inherent talent rather than effort, can hold you back. A fixed mindset leads you to avoid challenges, give up easily, and feel threatened by the success of others. You may find yourself stuck in the same place, unable to move forward because you don't believe you can grow beyond where you are. But when you shift your mindset to one of growth and possibility, everything changes. You begin to see challenges as opportunities for growth, and you become more resilient in the face of adversity. Success is not just about what you think, it's also about what you do. Habits are the actions that we repeat consistently, and they have the power to shape our future. If you want to be successful, you must develop habits that align with your goals and values. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of small, consistent actions taken day after day. Whether it's waking up early, exercising, reading, or practicing gratitude, the habits you cultivate today will determine your success tomorrow. One of the most important habits for success is discipline. Discipline is the ability to stay focused on your goals, even when distractions arise or when things get tough. It's the willingness to push through the discomfort and do the work even when you don't feel like it. Success requires discipline because the path to achievement is rarely easy or smooth. There will be obstacles, challenges, and moments when you want to give up. But it's in those moments that discipline becomes the difference between success and failure. When you can remain disciplined in your pursuit of your goals, even when the journey is difficult, you will eventually reach your destination. Another critical habit for success is consistency. Consistency is the key to progress. It's not about making huge leaps forward in one day. It's about making steady, incremental progress over time. The small actions you take every day add up to big results in the long run. Whether it's working on a project for an hour each day, reading a few pages of a book, or practicing a skill, consistency compounds. It's easy to get discouraged if you don't see immediate results. But remember that success is the accumulation of small efforts made consistently over time. While mindset and habits are crucial, success also depends on how you respond to failure. Many people fear failure and see it as a sign of defeat, but successful people understand that failure is not the end, it's a learning experience. Failure is a natural part of the process of growth and achievement. When you fail, you don't stop. You learn from the experience and use that knowledge to improve. The key to success is not avoiding failure, but learning to embrace it as a necessary step on the road to success. Failure teaches you valuable lessons about what doesn't work and provides the opportunity to refine your approach. Each failure is a stepping stone toward greater success. Your response to failure is what separates successful people from unsuccessful ones. Successful individuals don't let failure define them or hold them back. Instead, they see it as feedback and use it to adjust their course. They maintain a positive attitude and continue moving forward, knowing that every failure brings them one step closer to their goal. They understand that success is not a straight line. It's a journey filled with ups and downs. The ability to stay focused on your vision despite the setbacks is what ultimately leads to success. Success is about surrounding yourself with the right people. The people you associate with play a significant role in your journey. If you want to succeed, you must surround yourself with individuals who support your vision, encourage your growth, and challenge you to become better. The people you spend the most time with influence your mindset, habits, and behavior. Choose your circle wisely. Surround yourself with individuals who inspire you, who believe in you, and who push you to be the best version of yourself. A positive, supportive environment is essential for success because it helps you stay motivated and accountable, especially when times get tough. Success, ultimately, is a reflection of the mindset you cultivate, the habits you form, and the way you respond to challenges. It's about developing an unshakable belief in yourself, taking consistent action, learning from failure, and surrounding yourself with a supportive community. When you master your inner world and align your thoughts, actions, and habits with your goals, you unlock the full potential of who you are. Success is not something that happens to you, it's something that you create from the inside out.